here with Kari Vize. She is the head brewmaster and manager here at the Galena Barn and Inn. And we're going to try some of these fantastic beers.
Yep.
Where should we start?
Probably some light ones first, then we'll move
let's ease into it.
All right, are you a sour drinker?
Here's the thing about beer. I
What do you
love
like?
beer. I love beer because there's such a wide variety. And I'm not a huge sour guy, but I'm happy that it exists, and I certainly will try one. All right.
So let's try that, because
Okay.
it's been a real hit. That's
This
why.
is okay. What is this?
So this is a pink guava sour.
Pink guava sour. That is.
Yep.
Here's the deal. We are in the middle of Iowa right now, surrounded by cornfields in a lovely little town, and you're serving guava sour.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It fits with the beer style. That's sort of a new strain of yeast. A lot of your breweries are making kettle sours.
Okay.
And this is a yeast called Lechancia that
Lechancia.
actually comes from hornets.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it naturally sours the beer.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of fruity flavor.
Right. This isn't as
Sour.
as attacking my mouth.
Right.
It certainly has that sourness to it, but it's not that that
Right.
comes with a lot of sours. That it has that big healthy bite. This is a little bit smoother, but it still has that little bit. It's more of a ting than a sour bite.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about. Don was saying that you are the one coming up with most of the recipes here.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So, as he explained earlier, I used to do his recipes at home, and then when we went big, it's like we learned a lot more that we weren't necessarily doing things maybe as well as we could have as a home brewer. And so I sort of took that over, and I'm doing a lot more of water chemistry is very, very important. And we didn't know that when we were home brewing. We just used the water at home, and it still tasted good. It was still beer. But so I try to keep a real mix on of a wide variety because the palate is huge with beer drinkers.
Exactly.
I remember when we first opened, people said, "Oh, you aren't serving Busch Light. You're never going to make it. You're never going to stay open."
I've heard that.
Yep. And we're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Busch Light's a lager.
Right.
We can make a lager.
You can make something
right. Other people make lagers
similar to it. That you can ease people in because it is like once you start knocking that barrier down into expanding people's tastes, and then it's just it's infinite.
And that is some of the best fun here. I think for us is like. You get people in that's like, I don't drink beer, or nope, I only like this. And, a few months later, they're trying new beers, and they're like, wow, there's other things out there. I really like this. It's so it's fun to help people develop that palate and understand that beer doesn't all taste the same. So you can't just turn your nose up at it.
All right, what do you want to do next?
Are you an IPA drinker?
Yeah, of course.
All right, well, let's try another.
Listen, I'm here. I'm here to taste all the beers, Gary. that's what I'm here for.
We'll line them up.
Yeah.
So this is a blood orange. So this was another one of our fruit experiments. We only have a 1-barrel system, so most of your fruit comes in a 44-pound bag, which is way too much for most 1-barrel. So we would make 2 beers at a time out of the same type of fruit. Okay. So we did have a Shannon that had the pink guava in it as well. So this has blood orange.
Okay.
And then we also have a blood orange Kolsch on right now.
Wow. This is, for an IPA, we're not doing that big, hard.
It's not bitter. It's a New
hopped.
England.
Yeah, this is nice. It's certainly nice and smooth. Oh, wow. So tell me a little bit about your guys' history. Are you native to St. Denis?
No, neither one of us are. Don is a Dubuquer, so he's the closest. I'm originally from Lancaster, Wisconsin.
Okay. Yeah. And then how did you guys end up here then?
So we thought we were going to open a little brewery. We decided after a lot of feedback from neighbors and stuff like that we wanted to try our hand and open a brewery. And so we were looking at some places in Dubuque, and the one we thought we were going to go into the space didn't fall into place. And so we just live a few minutes from here, and we're looking at the Sunday paper one morning like, hey, look, that place in St. Denis is for sale. Let's go down and look at it. So we came down, and we got a little tour from somebody that was at the guest house, and walked in and fell in love with it. So it didn't look like this when
I was going to say, what was the state of the building at that point?
So the building itself there was a lot of work done back in the early 80s when Fondel's owned it. It was in really bad disrepair. The roof was off. You can see internally here which beams they were able to save, which beams they had to reconstruct. But structurally, so a lot of people walk in expecting to see just one large space, right? Like a barn.
Yeah.
So this is built by Luxembourgers in true European style. So the levels are in here because people lived in it, the animals were in it, their grains, hay, things like that are in it. So when you look around the building and see the rooms with stucco, that would have been living space for the families.
Yeah, walking around, it's almost like I'm in a Escher painting because there's just stairs going each way. Yeah. It's a little bit all over the place. It's really, really interesting. This is a wonderful IPA. I like it. The bitterness, it's coming a little bit more towards the back end. Mm-hmm.
And some of that's from the blood orange. It gives it just a little bit of bite on the back end.
I can understand that. I'm like, I don't feel like it's coming from hops.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that classic coating feeling.
Yeah.
that you have here.
They're all late edition in that one.
All right, what else do we got?
Let's try something different.
Different. That's what I love.
Yeah. Let's go for a couple darker ones.
Okay.
Hazelnut.
So, as far as this is the first time you've been in kind of the hospitality side of things, or is this have you been in this business
I've
before?
worked in restaurants and bars and stuff like that when I was in college and after college and things like that.
Yeah.
So for Don, it was a really new experience. So
sure,
bigger learning curve.
Yeah, it is a different type of business, especially when you're operating at this mom and pop scale.
Yeah. The first 2 years, it was just the two of us, and then we had a great gal come in and said, "Hey, I want to work here." And we're like, "Well, we don't really need anybody yet." And she's like, "Well, you don't have to pay me. I just want to work here because I like it here." And that's been actually, you hear a lot of people struggle with, "I can't get good help. There's nobody to work. We've got to cut our hours." We're the opposite. People walk in and leave their card and say, "Hey, if you need help sometime, I'd love to work here."
I would love to work here. And that says a lot because not only is it a business, but you're building a community as well.
Absolutely. And you notice there's no TVs in here intentionally, and it's a space for people to come in, talk with people, meet people. The mayor is here on a regular basis. He loves telling the history of St. Donatus and talking to people, and there's been a lot of friendships made here. Sure. You know, St. Donatus is a pretty small community. Everybody knew each other but didn't necessarily know each other, and now people do things together and they do things, you know, they come here, but it's like they're doing other things because they've developed such good friendships here. So that's being able to come together, have a drink, and you're right, build that community. Yeah. This is interesting. This might be one of the most nutty. It is. It's got a lot of hazelnut in it.
The hazelnut is it's like I'm having some Nutella or something. It really has that very strong hazelnut flavor. This is fantastic. Okay, how about one more beer?
One more?
Yeah.
Do you want a lager or do you want to try a Scotch ale?
Let's do a Scotch ale. Sure. So not only do you have the barn here with the brewery, you've got the pavilion out back where you do a lot of live music, but you also have the inn as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we have a guest house. It has 6 bedrooms, a shared living room, and kitchen. We rent it out by room, individual room, or like we just had a family group come for the holidays and they were here for 4 nights and rented the whole place. So,
oh wow!
It was built in 1860. It was built by Peter Geheln. There was living quarters upstairs. There was a tavern, a dry goods store, things like that. It's been used as lots of things. It's been a post office at one time. It was a doll museum. There's been a couple of taverns and restaurants in there.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
a lot of history.
Yep.
And this is interesting. I like what's the ABV on this? This is a little bit higher.
8.9.
I was gonna say that booze is coming through.
Yeah.
It's got that stronger alcohol flavor to it, but also once again incredibly smooth as well.
Yep.
Really great. I love being able to take spaces, repurpose them, reuse them, and keep them alive, and that's what you guys are doing really well here.
Yeah, thank you. We try not to change much of anything if we don't have to. I remember the first day they drilled a hole in the stone to run in some new electricity, I cried for days. It's like, you can't put holes in the building, don't you understand? And I've learned that, yes, we have to be modern and we have to put holes in the building, but it just made me so sad that they drilled a hole in the barn.
Well, that shows how much you care about this history and this legacy. Kari, thanks so much for having us in.
Thanks for doing this.